It's always really important to know whether or not the property that you're interested in has an HOA or a homeowners association. You want to know what the fee is going to be, right? What are they going to charge and what do they take care of? Then you want to make a decision, do I actually want to live in a community that has an HOA? There's drawbacks, but there's pluses. Some of the drawbacks obviously are it costs money every month, right? They can be fairly strict and the board changes sometimes every year. You could have a board that's not too strict and you could have another one where your grass is just a little bit too high. They're gonna start sending you notices and try to fine you. The big thing with the strictness is you really have to get permission anytime you try to do anything. So if you wanna add square footage, you wanna paint your house a certain color, you wanna have more than one people parking, whether it's on the street or in the neighborhood, you have to get permission from the HOA. If you value your freedom, stay away from HOAs. But if you like the idea of all the houses looking the same, right? People having to get permission in order to change things up, your neighbor not being able to have 10 cars parked on their lawn, right? Then an HOA might be a good thing for you. They're also going to take care of a lot of the common areas. So if you've got parks, dog parks, a pool, the landscaping, usually your HOA is going to take care of that. So that's less burden on you, less things that you have to deal with. So if you're the type of person that you really value how your neighborhood looks and you want to make sure that there's not chaos going on and with all the neighbors around you that's bringing down your home value, then an HOA may be a good thing. You always want to check to see if there is an HOA, and if there is, what are the dues, and then what are their restrictions. Usually you can figure that out by getting a copy of it's called the CC&Rs or their bylaws. That'll tell you really what's going on with the HOA, if they're having any financial difficulty. If the HOA isn't properly funded, either they're going to have to increase dues to be able to make that up, or you may not actually be able to get financing. Another thing you want to consider with HOA is, are they VA or FHA approved? If the community hasn't gone through VA or FHA approval and you need to be able to get financing through one of those ways, you may not be able to do that. And we've had that happen before where the loan officer didn't check to see if the HOA was FHA approved, started getting it through the loan process, then turns out they weren't. Always check that ahead of time if you're going with any of those different types of loans.